Hey Forex Militia, this is a Forex Maneuvers weekly outlook, stuff that I'm basically looking at, keeping track of, and possibly can help you look at it too, do your own analysis, and see if it fits something that goes into your trading plan, your setups. Alright? Of course, I will always do sentiment analysis. So I'm going to run through this very quickly so we can just get to what we want to get to. All right, so here we go. Gold. On gold, I am looking at this. This is a triangle right here, and this has a base right here at 1925, and it's just in that right there. Looking over here, let's look at gold, and gold on FXSSI basically is saying that it's pretty much going short because most of the retail traders are long. So we basically have a close enough sentiment to go short, but I would not actually take this short because this is only 55, that's 44. When the sentiment actually gets to a 60 39 over that 60-40 mark, that's the time to basically really say that the smart money is going to take a position going opposite the retail traders. So this right here is going to basically stay right there. One other thing that I would look at is this. The dollar has the retail traders going long, and so we go short. So it really isn't a good idea to actually buy the dollar. You know what I mean? So let's move on and go to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin basically is the same way because it's against the dollar. It is looking very, very bullish. Something else that I would want to take a look at is this currency strength. Gold against the dollar, they're polar opposites. This is on the long term, which is the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour. On the medium term, which is the daily, the 4-hour, and the 30, gold is down at the bottom, and the dollar is actually gaining against gold. So that's more recent, like within the last day. Okay? And so Bitcoin, as you can see on the long term, is down here, and the dollar is down here. So they're both pretty much weak, but Bitcoin is still stronger than the dollar on the long term. On the medium term, Bitcoin is actually gaining against the dollar because this is actually positive and that's negative. Okay? So I would say that this is most likely going up. Let's draw Fibonacci to basically see. That's one. Let's go from here and down to the bottom. Oops, I moved the wrong one. Let's get that. Okay. So what I would be looking for is this 150, around this 150, and that is 13,692. Yes, 13,692 would be a target that I would look to basically take some profits off at. I'm going to try to put this back where it was, which was at 10,000. There we go. Let's put that back as a nice support. Alright, and as you can see over here with this indicator, the accumulation distribution, this is just straight up being accumulated. Alright, with oil, oil basically was in a wedge, an ascending wedge pretty much, and this just broke out, and now it hit the 200, and this is above the 100, which is my baseline, and it actually broke out above this trend line over here. So it looks like oil is going to continue higher. Moving on to the loonie. Now we know that the loonie has a negative correlation with oil, because when oil does good, Canada, the oil industry in Canada does good also, and that helps generate revenues for the country. So it has that, the loonie has that negative correlation because the dollar is on top, and we know from looking at earlier the dollar is weak. And so if oil is strong if the dollar is weak and oil is strong, then most likely this will continue to go lower because Canada is doing good. Targets on that's something I didn't even look at. And sentiment. The targets on this would be, I did not look for targets. So let's just give a short-term look-see at a level down here at around 129.50, and as you can see, let's line that up with structure to the left, and that looks not too bad. Not too bad. It can probably be a little bit lower. Probably about right there, maybe about 2,900. But definitely 29.50. So let's split the difference and put it at 129.25. Right about there. Okay? So that's a decent target to basically aim for. Here, on the euro, this is in a wedge, and this is basically has no direction as far as we see. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the loonie and the euro together. The CAD, the loonie, is down here. The dollar is down here, of course, because the dollar is selling off. That's on the medium term. Let's look on the long term. The dollar is down here, and the CAD is right here. The euro is up here, and the dollar is down here. So it looks like the euro is going to be extremely strong against the dollar. So it's looking very much like this could go long. So let's take a look over here on FXSSI, and it's looking very much like that is correct. The sentiment on from the retail traders is basically going to go short, so we go long. Okay. On the loonie, the sentiment is basically short. All right. It's over that 60% mark. It's basically looking very good. We know that the dollar is basically short, so that's looking very good to go short. Okay, down to that 129.25 level. And on the euro, I don't know where the euro would actually go to. Oh, yes I do. The next target is 121.79. If it breaks out above, it should be 121.79. That's the next target. Alright, so let's move on to the pound. And the pound is basically having a little bit of a fit, right? Okay, because it has fallen, bounced off the 200, and now it looks like it stopped at the 23% retracement. It could go higher. I would not know what to say unless I check sentiment. And sentiment is saying it's 50-50. this has all of the brokers, so I'll just take that as a 50-50. This is basically mixed. It's neutral. I'll just call it neutral. There's no neutral. There's no bias. It's neutral. All right. So there really isn't a good sentiment analysis bias for the pound right now. We've got to wait to see probably what Brexit is what's going to happen with Brexit and the of course Brexit. So let's go to the pound yen, and the pound yen has fallen down to a level at 13500, and it is now trading it's probably going to trade sideways for a little while. Let's take a look at the sentiment analysis, and we've got there is a bias here, but this hasn't traveled far enough for this to basically be a true short. So I would say this is more neutral than it is down. All right, there's really the price action is looking like it's going to go down, but I would just call this neutral, and that's a wait and see. Okay, the dollar yen broke out of this wedge, is now going short, and the yen has been extremely strong on the long term. That was something that I looked at, and that being, let me see, maybe it's because they like the guy who is going to replace Abe. He's going to basically continue, from what I heard, continue with what Abe has basically his mandates, his easing, right? His easing on the yen. So that's probably pushing the yen stronger. And as you can see on the medium term, this is basically going long on the yen and short on the dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at this and see where the yen basically is pushing, and we've got a resounding short, 70%, a resounding short. People, the retail traders think it's going to go long. It's going short. Okay. All right, moving on to the next. The pound, the euro pound. I always do that. The euro pound. So at the 975 level, at the 50% retracement from that move that the pound basically devalued, it came back, and now it's basically trending upward. All right. This is not on FX SSI. As you can see over here, it's an unsupported symbol. So I'm going to have to look at FX book, and I see that on FX book it has this going short, so we should most likely go long. And on trader sentiment on FX blue, it has the euro pound more short than long, but this is neutral. It's not one way or the other right now. So it's just on one site that is basically going long. But this is looking like it basically pulled back, and it basically might actually take off. If this definitely breaks out of this wedge right here, then you know that the accumulation is going in. All right, let's go to the Aussie Kiwi. The Aussie Kiwi should be going short because it broke through this trend line is going short, but let's see what it says on sentiment and strength, right? Strength right now on the long term has the Aussie and the Kiwi side by side. On the medium term, the Kiwi right now is stronger than the Aussie, so that means down for right now. And as far as sentiment says, it says that retail traders are long, so we should go short on FX Blue, and on my FX book it is saying Euro Kiwi, Aussie Kiwi, we have a very close long to short of 59.41. That still is neutral, but that's giving you a little bit of a tipping bias towards the short side. And as you can see, the price action is definitely coming down. So, okay, and then the last S&P 500, I drew this for Fibonacci to basically give myself a little look, see where it could retrace to. And so far, it's almost at the 23%, and a 23% retracement from the most recent high. That's tremendous. I drew this hard line in here at the 3,000 mark. If this 200 SMA basically fails, this is the next hard line that it would have to fall through for further losses. So with that, knowledge is power. Be power hungry. Power to the people. The closest thing to the holy grail of trading systems is trading with the smart money. Please subscribe, comment if you like my content. Comment also and let me know what some of your calls might actually be, what you think about some of the analysis that I've given. And also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. All right? And with that, I will say Parsival, signing out. See you in the next video.